What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, December 6th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you all very much. Let's take a look at the astrology for this Tuesday. It is my grandma's birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma. She passed away about 8 years ago now, so happy birthday to you, my Grammy. She was like another mother to me, so I appreciate her very much in my life. All right, well, it's still, of course, Sagittarius season, and that sun is off of the quincunx to the North Node, but it is at the midpoint of Uranus in the North Node and getting ready to make that quincunx to Uranus. So there's definitely like some weird pull to life right now that we don't feel like we have ultimate control over, but we have to be like open to the positivity of whatever's showing up and what that change can be, and insights and epiphany moments. And with Mercury on its final day and also at 2:00 p.m. shifting into Capricorn, which it's going to be there for a very long time. It's going to retrograde not too long from now, 22 days, right? So right before the new year, we get a Mercury retrograde, and we'll be dealing with, this Mercury in Capricorn for an extended period of time here. And it's square Jupiter right before it does make that ingress. So having, understanding that it's okay to be positive is quite a challenge right now, or having faith, or looking at things in different ways, or abstract ways, or bigger ways. Definitely like being imaginative is so powerful right now. And I think if we can train our mind to believe in the possibilities that are about to get started by Jupiter getting ready to come into Aries on December 23rd, this is kicking off a 12-year cycle fully, where we got a little taste of it, but where's that cycle really going? What are we doing? So we're seeing that there's so much possibility, and there's doors that are opening, and things can be wide open today, but we have to be willing to understand that it's okay to let change take place. Uranus is very interesting. There's no emotion to Uranus. It doesn't really care too much about how we feel. It just wants us to accelerate and to go higher and to keep moving towards the heavens. And definitely, it takes solidarity within oneself right now to do that, and to feel secure within sort of changing, shifting timelines and reality. And even Pluto finishing up in Capricorn, like time is changing forever. Capricorn rules time. So even Mercury coming into retrograde next to Pluto and spend this time here for the fourth retrograde of the year, it's quite an understanding that timelines are shifting. And we have to believe in all the possibilities of what else is out there. This is definitely like, don't get stuck, don't stop yourself. But I will say that when Mercury comes into Capricorn, it does consolidate our mind. It does get us focused on the important tasks at hand. It definitely is, I would say, a deep thinking place, as Capricorn has a Pisces third house. So it is, how can we dream up a life that we really want to dedicate to and stay persistent and on course for? So we're realizing, I think, today, like, what beliefs are changing, how the mind can change very quickly, how there is a lot that can grow and be expanded upon, and how do we get to that? The moon's going to finish up in Taurus. It is going to make a nice trine over to Pluto, giving us that deeper emotional understanding of a lot of the things that Mercury is about to understand as well, as we come into Capricorn this time around with that Mercury, and it's going to retrograde here. So we're getting a really deep look at how to sustain ourselves and how to commit in life to a chapter that is beginning. And I think there's a lot of subconscious things that can be going on where, we're like, oh, but this has worked for so long. Why isn't it working now? And try to, force our way. And I would say with Mercury, or not even Mercury, but with Jupiter and Neptune now both direct in Pisces, Pisces isn't about the forcing of things. It really is just about the flow of things. And right now we can really feel what the flow is. And especially today, it's like, let's do this. Let's flow with the universe. Let's tap to a new tune. And even with Venus at 25 degrees, And remember, all these planets, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, are all out of bounds. So it's kind of nice that we're out of bounds in some ways because we can kind of play by our own rules. Like we're already out of bounds. Like, what do we really have to play by all the rules of the confinement, or can we, use, especially in the morning here on Tuesday, to break past all limitations and to keep kind of growing what's possible in our life? And Venus is squaring the midpoint of that Neptune Jupiter. So definitely, like, creative aspects are so potent right now, but there's an action, a forcing. That's what squares do, is they force, us to kind of look at what can really grow in our life. It's almost like we have a couple plants in front of us and we've been watering them all the same, giving them all the same nutrients, whatever. And, one is just stuck and it's stunted and it's not growing. And then we're looking at other parts of our life that, are growing, or these other plants are growing so much and they're growing so fast and so strong. And, we could put more effort into those plants and see how much we can really yield from the harvest of that. Or we can keep kind of, playing into this other plant that just won't come along, this other part of our life that's just not there anymore. There's no sort of depth to what we're looking for and it's not growing. I think we can really see how to break those patterns and to really, put this life force energy and this manifestation energy into the thing that can grow to be larger than life. The moon's also going to make really nice aspects to Neptune, really nice aspects to Jupiter before it does ingress into Gemini to meet with Mars retrograde. And there's something about being secure on this journey and being in the flow and believing in the positivity and, having this hopeful approach, because within you that you're going to be all right no matter what. That if you grow the garden that's actually growing full potential, that you're going to get full yield from that, investment of energy. Very potent stuff. And then that moon comes into Gemini, and again, it's going to meet with Mars at 16 degrees just tomorrow for a full moon in Gemini. And I would say as this moon is waxing up and then coming into Gemini, we're going to start to feel that full moon tomorrow afternoon, and this is good because it's trying to, really excite us for change, excite us to be adaptable, to be curious in life, and to release sort of the idea that we have to know everything ahead of time. It's not about knowing, it's about experiencing, and it's about experiencing a life that you really want to grow. Whether you know exactly what the yield's going to be or not, are you, open to seeing what's out there and having that, emotional debate with the universe and with people in our lives? Because a lot of times, right, the universe is showing us a reflection of where we can go through so much of the environment that we're in, the people that we talk to, that we're around. And, this is definitely a big check, and this full moon could definitely be an environment shift for many of us as we're realizing that, certain aspects are just not growing and they need to be cut away so that we can get the ultimate payout on the adventure at hand, which I think, again, is that if we can be positive for this adventure, or at least move towards the adventure that is positive to us, that there's no boundaries and there's no limitations to what can be created right now, and your imagination can stretch far and wide, and you want to use that without feeling like, you're kind of stuck in a 12th house where you're confined to, have to sit and think about everything. It's like, don't worry so much about outcomes. Just worry about what's going to stop you from getting what you really want, and then you, process of elimination, get rid of those things that are holding you back. This is definitely we're going to feel like change can come quick and can come fast, and there's epiphanies that come with it, and there's a spiritual knowing, but there's also a youthfulness that doesn't know, but it's open and it's curious and it wants to at least try things. And I think that whenever, situations show up today, it's definitely about trying the things in life that are keeping you and your soul very stimulated on all the possibilities that are out there. So it's definitely a time to keep that positive outlook, even if we don't know the answer. It's not about knowing the answer. It's not about being the guru. It is Sag season. We can want to be the guru and want to have all the predictions and want to know where everything's going. And I think in some ways we do. But there's tests in some ways that are like, are you able to move forward with those dreams, or are you going to keep focusing attention on places that are not of that stimulation and not of that adventure that you really want to be on. This is definitely a very karmic time in our lives. Very much so. So many, once in a lifetime transits, Neptune, Jupiter in Pisces. We're never going to see a Mars moon conjunction in Gemini with a Mars retrograde ever again. Like, that's extremely rare. And even just having a full moon conjunct Uranus that was an eclipse, rare. I mean, it just, the list goes on and on. Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter, Capricorn, rare. Jupiter, Saturn conjuncted 0 Aquarius, rare. Like, it's nonstop, right? So rare times, and these are where I really believe that humanity is getting, a very big opportunity to kind of show its full creative form, and that we really did come here to be creators, but we can only create so much when we're not open or when we're not curious, but we just get comfortable in stagnation. This is definitely like a test to see if we can do what we really need to do and make the change that really needs to be made to have the things that we truly, truly do desire, that are opening up, so much magic in our lives. And of course, I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday. As always, see what the badass tarot has to say for us today. The Lovers. Yeah, we need to be looking in life right now for that, putting our effort and our energy and our daily life into the things that really do feel like we love it. Like, it's got to be love, and there's passion. And if there's love and passion for what we're doing, it's going to feel so good. It's going to be the thing that, we want to put effort into. Definitely, big for relationships here. Relationships, I would say too, with, Venus coming to the galactic center, out of bounds, square Mercury, or square Jupiter, square Neptune, and that midpoint. Like, this is where some of the most powerful adventure connections and bonds with people are so spiritually and universally aligned right now to come together. But there's also the other side of that, where there's so much, it's not, you're not getting this. You're not getting this kind of passion from situations in life with romantic lovers. I don't know if just everybody, but there's situations where you just want to be there, and I think we want to not be in a delusion of that either. Like, we really want to be honest and truthful about, do we want to be fully into whatever the situation is? Yes or no? Ace of Cups. Gosh, those are two good cards to get. It's like love and the openness to lead with your emotions about what's going to leave you overflowing and what's going to make you happy. There's just so much potential to grow these things right now. And I think there's so much opportunity out there, but we have to believe in the opportunity. We have to believe from within that our cup is already overflowing. It's like almost a powerful time just to affirmations of gratitude towards the universe can go so far. Like, we have to show the universe in many ways too, that we're grateful for life and that we want more, and that we're ready to, do what we got to do to experience and to feel what more can be overflowing, and what's going on in that, what's that constant kind of, life force that's trying to create from within us. And if we love it, it can be a thing, And I got the Star card reversed, but another card jumped out. And it's the Page of Pentacles in reverse as well. Yeah, so there's just almost like this desire to not kind of trust that universal feeling within us to go on this adventure that we're so guided by. We're so, it's just, I feel like the universe is trying to roll out a red carpet in our lives, and we just have to be willing to take it. But we're almost too stuck too in what we thought was this ultimate goal or payout or the time that we're supposed to be in. And there's just change too with that Page of Pentacles showing up in our life. It's just like, is Bitcoin going to be the thing? I don't know. We all have to, look at our values and be willing to make changes and to trust our gut, because the gut is overflowing with the wisdom that we need right now to really find, an ultimate life that is just so loving and so fruitful and so amazing, and it's willing to pay out. These are the moments in our life that I think, paying attention to those aspects and, not being too stubborn or, too much of a know-it-all about the outcome it can take us very far. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.